and welcome to my channel. My name's Shell and this is my Slimming World journey, and today is the 2nd of June and this is my co-presenter Sandy. She's a bit deaf now so she doesn't hear when you say her name. She's getting old. She's 13 tomorrow. We don't know when her birthday was because she's a rescue pup, but we decided to make it tomorrow because that was fairly close to when she was picked up from the dog's home all those years ago, weren't you? I'm going to do, this is a 2-week weigh-in. Last week I didn't get around to making a video, not for any particular reason other than I just didn't get around to it. It's been such lovely weather, and I don't know what it's like where everybody else is living, but here in Wales we were just unlocked yesterday a little bit. We've been fully locked down up until yesterday. I know in England they had some freedom about 3 weeks ago. They were able to go out to the park and different things and meet people, but that only happened for us yesterday. So it's been really lovely. We've been able to go for a walk up until then, but we've not been allowed to sit in the park and have a drink, which we like to do. Most summers we go and sit in the park and listen to the cricket, but of course there was no sitting in the park and no cricket this year, so it was nice to to go and just sit on the grass. There's something lovely about sitting on the grass. So we've taken Sandy out and then taken a drink with us and gone and sat each yesterday and today, and a couple of over the weekend because most people were sitting out by then because we knew we were going to be unlocked on Monday. So over the weekend people were sitting. Everybody's been very good here. I've noticed everyone sits a good distance away. We've got so much room here and not that many people that you don't have to sit. Well, you don't have to sit within 60 feet of anybody, let alone 6 feet. But it's been lovely. This is my 3rd week on Slimming World, and each week has been very different from the last. The first week I sailed through it, as you normally do when you do any new diet. It's all, well, not new because I've done it before, but it's a novelty. And I find the first week I don't get too hungry no matter what I do, because I've probably eaten so much the weeks before. I think it takes a while to catch up, so the first week was fine. The second week I decided that I was going to save some sins for the weekend. So I started off, the first day I saved, I think 7 sins, the second day I saved 7 sins, the third day I saved 7 sins, but I found it began to mess with me mentally, knowing that I had these extra sins hanging around and that I was saving them. I found that high sin food was on my mind all the time, and all the time I was thinking, well, you've got spare sins, you know, you can eat if you want, and I found it very difficult to cope with. I was saving them to have some pastry at the weekend. I was going to make a pie. That was the idea. I like to use just the Just Roll pastry, which is vegan, and make pies with it. I've got a pie machine. And I thought how nice it would be for the weekend to be able to have a pie. Well, of course, you know how high in sins pastry is. Anyway, I found it really messed with me head. And by, I think it was about the Wednesday or the Thursday, we came on one night. I was a bit tired. I didn't have anything prepared to tea, and I just made, I think, a big plate of McCain oven chips and some kind of burger, peas and gravy, and basically used up all the sins anyway on something that I wasn't that bothered with. So I've decided not to do that again. Well, not for a while anyway, maybe later on, but it didn't work. And also, I found that just having salad and rice at dinner time, which was what I was having, wasn't enough. I was getting very hungry in the afternoon, so I decided I have to change things. I can't, normally, as soon as I get hungry, that's my excuse to just give up. I can't stand being hungry. I can't tolerate it for some reason. So the minute I get hungry, my thoughts run to, well, this isn't working, I'm hungry, I can't put up with this hunger and just eat. So I've got to find some way around it. So I've started eating more in the day. Normally I try to eat not too much breakfast and dinner, then have a biggish tea and sins of an evening. So this week, I have had more for my breakfast. I've been having me 40 grams of oats and also an extra 20 grams which I've sinned. So in the morning I've had 60 grams of oats, and I've been having the steel cut oats, which I enjoy very much. They're nice and chewy and thick, and I do like to be able to stand my spoon up in my porridge. I like it to be sort of filling and thick, and the steel cut oats are like a rice texture than the flaked oats. And I make them in the pressure cooker. I've got an instant pot. I don't think I wouldn't be able to make them on the stove. They would burn, they'd boil over, I'd be in all sorts of trouble, I wouldn't be able to do it. But with this instant pot, you just put in 2 cups of oats, 5 cups of water, and I like to put a bit of stock powder in. Turn the instant pot on, it cooks for 4 minutes, and then you just leave the lid on. Sorry, it's the phone in there.
Call from return home.
That's me mum. And
Call
so...
from return home.
Right, the answer phone I've picked up now. So I put in the oats and I put in the water and the stock powder, and 4 minutes, and then you have to leave it to stand with the lid on without opening it for 10 minutes, and it's cooked. No stirring, no burning, no sticking to the bottom or boiling over. You don't have to do anything, it's so easy. So I cook 4 portions at once. I eat 1 portion for my breakfast that morning and save the other 3, put them in the fridge, just put them in tubs, put them in the fridge, and then for the next 3 mornings I can just fish them out and warm them up. So I've had that with an apple each morning, and it's quite a hefty breakfast. It's really filled me up. And at dinner time, rather than just having rice and salad, I've probably had rice and beans and salad, or leftover pasta and some veggies and beans. I've increased the meal, I'd say, double. So I've not been as hungry at tea time, and I've not been wanting to snack at 4 o'clock, because that's my worst time to snack, 4 o'clock. And so I've been having quite a substantial tea, and I've been using my sins up in meals as well, different sauces, tubs of, usually like tonight we're having baked potato and beans and salad, so that's not really very many sins, but I'm going to have a big baked potato, and I'm going to have a lot of beans and the salad, so I'm going to be full. And I haven't really wanted any sins at night, so I haven't been having very many sins, as in chocolate and that kind of stuff. So the first week I lost £1. I was very pleased with that, because I lost 6 the first week, and I don't usually lose anything the second week. If I do, it's not very much. So I was pleased to lose £1, and I went to the Zoom Slimming World meeting, and I got my Half Stone Award within a fortnight, so I was very pleased with that. That was great. I do like the Zoom meetings, really enjoy going to those, and we have quite a good turnout for them. And this week I've lost £3, so that I wasn't expecting that. I thought I might have lost £1 because I've eaten quite a lot of food this week. I'd say I ate more food in this week than I did in the week where I lost £1. I've been having really good substantial meals, and possibly not as much speed food as I should have been eating, but I've decided not to stress about that too much, because that's another thing. If I feel that I have to eat all these vegetables, I kind of rebel and I don't want them. But if I take the pressure off a little bit and say to myself, well, you don't have to eat them if you don't want to, I find that I tend to have more of them, which is a bit bizarre. Isn't it funny the way our minds work? As soon as you're told that you've got to do something, then, well, I do anyway, I rebel. So that's been my 3 weeks. All 3 weeks have been completely different. Absolutely completely different ways of working the plan, which shows you how many ways there are to work the plan, and each week it's worked and I've had a loss. I think I'll probably carry on this week with what I've been doing in this last week, because I've enjoyed it and I felt full all the time. I've not been hungry at all. So perhaps that's the way to go, but you never know, by the beginning of next week I might change my mind. But I've decided to keep it as a changeable thing this time. If something works one week, I'll go with it. If it's not working next week, I'll have to find another way of making the plan work. I've got to do it this time, I really have to. It's worrying with this coronavirus being around. I know the risk factors are, what ethnic group you fit into, what gender you fit into, age category, and the next one down is often obesity. It makes you much more vulnerable, and I don't want to be in the vulnerable category if I get it. So I'm going to work quite hard in trying to keep to this plan. I've no other news really. I haven't eaten any other different foods. Our Zoom meeting today was all about pasta, different things to do with pasta. I don't do much with pasta myself, I must admit. It's usually just a stir fry sauce and beans with pasta. I don't do much with it, but people had some nice ideas. Most of them were meat based, I have to say, so they didn't really fit in. People are having lots of dairy, cheese and different things on top. I haven't been able to get hold of any of the vegan cheese that's suitable for Slimming World since I went back 3 weeks ago. They just don't seem to have it. Whether that's because it's been popular and they've sold out, or whether they're just not making it, I don't know, but I haven't been able to get hold of any anyway. So I've done without. I don't really eat much A choices. In fact, I don't think I've had any A choices this week. There aren't very many choices for vegans, and I don't really drink a lot of milk, soy milk and almond milk, and so with having no cheese, there aren't very many options. So I just haven't bothered. I'm not really fussed with them. So that's about all, and I hope everybody else is having a good week. I'd love to hear how you're getting on, and if you've got any interesting ideas to do with pasta, because I'm not very adventurous. The people there today were doing a lot more pasta than I do, baking it in the oven and putting sauces on. So any ideas, I'd love to hear what you do. And apart from that, I hope you have a good week. I'll speak to you next week, and let's hope we all have a loss. That'd be nice, wouldn't it, for the summer? Getting out in the park, now in t-shirts and things. It would be nicer to be a bit slimmer. So I'll speak to you next week, and thanks for watching, and I hope everybody's doing well. Take care. Bye. You gonna give a wave, Sandy? Sit up and give a wave. No, she's too sleepy. She's been out running all afternoon. Bye.